I may ask Duterte. Didn't I may ask Duterte not to bring Bongbong's name out? Because Duterte knew that Bongbong was an addict. But King Lacson cannot tell me that these people, these underlings, operated without the knowledge of the president. That Senator Lacson must think that the president is so incompetent and is so stupid, he does not, that his undersecretary ito, ha? Hindi man lang
Undersecretary.
secretary. Walang takot sa kanya.
My goodness. Sa wakas, nangyari na rin ho ang pinakahihintay ng mga constituent nitong si Dong Gonzales na aso nitong si Martin Romualdez na kung saan iimbestigahan na daw ho siya ng ombudsman dito sa video na to. Dalawang mahusay, parehas na political analyst, isang economist. Pag-uusapan ho natin dito kung ano ang mangyayari sa ating bansa pagka hindi na isaayos nitong si Adik base dito kay Senator Amy Marcos. Ang mga problema ang kinahaharap natin ngayong mga panahon na to. Pero bago ho yan mga kababayan, kung bago lang ho kayo sa PH Update, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung join button nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ayun na nga, umpisahan ho natin ang ating talakayan dito kay Prof. Malutikia. Pero napanood nyo naman ho yung ating intro, di ba? Meron ho talagang pananagutan itong si Martin Romualdez. Maraming dapat paliwanag itong si Martin Romualdez. Kaugnay doon sa mga naging testimonya nitong si Saldico. Yan ho ang ika nga basa nitong si Maring Winnie o itong si Prof. Winnie Monsod. Kaugnay sa mga nangyayari ngayon dito sa issue ng mga anomalyang flood control projects, kickbacks at kung ano-ano pang kabalbalan na naimbento ngayong administrasyon nitong si Bangag. Ito na ho muna, kay Dong Gonzales muna. Pagka nadaan ako dyan sa Pampanga, makikita mo yung mga covered court Kongdong Project of Aurelio Dong Gonzales. Ayan. Umamin naman yung anak nito, di ba? Napanood nyo ho yung video niya. Bago pa daw pumasok sa politika, talagang yan na ang business nila. Heto mga kababayan, contractor, question mark. Nako, sa mga kadistrito ni Dong Gonzales, hindi na ho question mark yan. Contractor yung mama na yan. Ibang klase ho ang kapal ng mukha ng mama na yan. Kung alam nyo lang ho mga kababayan kung ano mga pinaggagawa ng mama na yan, dyan sa 3 distrito ng Pampanga. Sobrang kapal ng mukha ng mama na yan. Kung alam nyo lang ho mga kababayan, lalabas din yan. Ito, contractor, ombudsman pro Pampanga Salon. Overlink to family-owned firm. Nako, hindi link yan. Yung anak na nga niya umamin Hanapin ko yung video ng anak nito na kung saan inaamin niya na matagal ng panahon na talagang ang business nito mga to pangungontrata. Papalabas natin dito yan. Hindi ko sinasabi si Dong yung anak niya na nag-take over doon sa business nila. Walang conflict of interest yan. Basta malapit ka kay Martin, di ba? Walang conflict of interest yan. Basta babanatan mo si Bibi Sara. Parang naalala ko tong mama na to si Dong Gonzales. Nung kasagsagan ng pagbira kay Bibi Sara, mayat maya nasa Malacanang yan. Silang dalawa ni Martin Romualdez. Unahin na ho muna natin. Etong si kay Prof. Malutikia. Prof. Malo! Yay!
Now, let's talk to political strategist Malu Tikia. She is joining us today, this morning, to react to the statements of Senator Amy Marcos. So, magandang umaga sa iyo, Malu. Thank you for joining us.
Magandang umaga, Gretchen. Magandang umaga sa iyong mga nakikinig at nanonood. Good morning.
Okay,
Wala ba si Auntie Claire dyan? Ha? Huwag niyong pasasampahin si Auntie Claire pagka nandiyan si Prof. Malutikia, ha? Yung walang hiya yun Hindi naman expert yun, aso yun
Una ho, your take on the revelations, the bombshell dropped by Senator Amy Marcos. Matagal na pinag-uusapan ito, but coming now from the sister. First, why during this INC rally, and what do you think was the goal?
Well, clearly, Senator Amy showed that it is very important to help prevent any eventualities in whatever is happening. Second, he showed that country is more important than probably the what is happening within the Marcos family. But it is clear that there was endearment in what she said about you're adding and that she will be there for him. There was no mention of resignation. It was just talk about umuwi na tayo, magpahinga na tayo. So, if you look at the whole speech of the senator, it really was conscious about the Filipino culture of family. But it was a pained act, as you saw her in her delivery, and after that she was shaking. She was, as she said, I was unburdened. But mahal ko kapatid ko. So I guess the agony there's so many things going on social media, that how come she never talked about it, that she knows about it when she negotiated with the unit team for 2022. But these are all hindsights, but right now what we have is a sister, the eldest, at she actually contextualized it as dati, ang tatay ko nandito, ang tatay natin nandito para alagaan tayo, ngayon ako yung panganay. So there's so many things that she mentioned, taking into careful consideration about family. Because she is addressing a bigger audience, which is not only the INC, but those outside. And really, all of us were shocked. I was with another leader during the meeting, and we watched her on TV, and all of us were like, wow. That was the initial reaction, and when we were able to get over the speech, it was like there was total silence in the room. And I respect her. It's a very courageous act. But let's see. Probably she wanted to stop whatever is being planned by both sides. And her reaction actually resulted to INC, canceling the third day. But I do understand that the EDSA rally will continue, but that's entirely a different,
Pero hindi ba Malu kapag when you correct a loved one, hindi ba it also matters not just the content of your correction, but also the manner and form and timing and the way you speak it. Some would say na kung talagang mahal ni Senator Amy ang kanyang kapatid, sana ginawa na lang niya ito in private, no? Why decide to say to give those revelations in a protest rally na nababahiran ng all sorts of speculation?
Ako naiintindihan ko itong pinagkukuhanan nitong si Gretchen Hoy. Ano lang yan, kumbaga, obligasyon niyang tanungin niya mga walang kapararakang tanong na yan dito kay, anong tawag dito, kay Prof. Malutigia. Again, si Marcos Jr. Hindi isang ordinaryong kapatid, hindi ordinaryong padre de pamilya. Siya ang haligi ng tahanan ng bawat isang Pilipino ngayong mga panahon na to. Siya ang ama ng Pilipinas. Ang kanyang kalagayan pagdating sa kanyang kaisipan o mga hobby, lahat ho yan kailangan malaman na sambayan ng Pilipino dahil tayo ho ang boss niya ngayong mga panahon na to. Walang pumilit sa kanya na magtumakbo bilang presidente. Obligasyon niya, pinili niya ho yan. Ika nga, desisyon niya yan. Kaya obligasyon ho nating malaman kung ano ang estado ng kaisipan ng mama na yan. Hindi na ho ika nga pang pamilya o pang pribadong tag dito, yung mga ganong klaseng usapan. Kailangan na ho natin lahat malaman yan.
That could possibly lead to a withdrawal of support na matagal na din pinag-uusapan. I mean, it begs the question.
Walang withdrawal of support. Okay lang yan. Yung mga AFP, PNP, yung mga nasa taas niyan, malalim din ho sila dito sa nangyayaring korupsyon nito. So anong iisipin natin? Kasi kung nag-alam na nila na ang kanilang commander-in-chief, mismong kapatid niya ang nagsabi na adik yung kapatid niya, wala pang nag-withdraw of support. Anong papasok sa utak natin? Ibig sabihin, yung mga amo dyan sa AFP at PNP, malamang sa malamang, malalim din ho sila dito sa issue ng corruption na to. Yun lang ho ang basa natin dito. Napanood nyo ho yung mayat-maya kausap nitong si Martin Romualdez, yung kung sino-sino dyan sa AFP. Nakakalungkot mang hong isipin, heto ho ang estado ng ating bansa ngayong mga panahon na to.
Question, was there a different objective to this other than being loving of your brother?
One Gretchen, she has been out of touch with the president for 3 years. She has not been given a space in that inner circle. She is not part of the kitchen cabinet of the president. And the plan was in 2022 that she will be very active as a member of the kitchen cabinet. So how do you reach out to your brother if you haven't seen each other for 3 years? And why now? Because our economy is on a free fall, and leaders need to take certain sacrifices to put the house in order. Mahalaga yon kasi ang naaapektuhan na taong bayan eh.
Grabe, no? Pag nakikita natin yung mga posts sa social media, no? Maiba lang ako sandali, seguein ko lang to, Prof. Malu, no? Nakakalungkot man hong isipin, ha? Sa galit ho nitong mga politiko na to sa mga Duterte, mga makakaliwang grupo, mga simbahang katoliko, sa galit ho nila sa mga Duterte, kahit na malugmok tayo dito, magdusa tayo dito sa kasalukuyang pamumuno nitong adik base dito kay Senator Amy Marcos na Pangulo, okay lang ho sa kanila, wag lang makabalik ang mga Duterte. Mantakin niyo mga kababayan, mga oligarko, ayaw kay Digong kasi magbabayad sila ng tamang buwis. Mga NPA, mga makakaliwa, ayaw kay Tatay Digong kasi mauubos siya mga yan. Ayaw sa mga Duterte kasi mauubos siya mga yan. Yung mga durugista, mga kartel, mga sindikato, ayaw kay kay mga Duterte dahil titigil na naman ang kanilang kita. Ngayon mga kababayan, talagang sinusulit ho nila itong natitirang 3 taon kay Marcos Jr. para mas makuha nila lahat ng pwede nilang magatas dito sa susunod na 3 taon na to. Kaya kung nakita niyo ho, worse ang estado ng ating bansa sa nakalipas na 3 taon, sa pamamayagpag ng mga nabanggit natin na yon, umasa ho kayo dahil talagang pipigain ho nila itong administrasyon na to up to the last second ng kanyang termino. Para lamang ho, pagpasok ng isang Duterte, kahit na lilinisin niya na, magbayad na sila, tapusin ang mga dapat tapusin, talagang paldong-paldo na itong mga walang yang to. Okay lang, mga ordinaryong Pilipino, malubog kayo sa baha, mamatay yung mga mahal nyo sa buhay, masira yung mga ari-arian nyo, basta wag lang Duterte. Kasi, una, droga, insurgency, mga makakaliwa, corruption sa pamahalaan, sigurado tatrabahuin ni VP Sara. Yun ang kinatatakot nila dito kasi kausapin lang nitong si Ping Lacson at nitong si Tuta Soto, itong si Marcos Jr. Nauutuho nila. Kaya lang naman ho nila gustong presidente yan si Marcos Jr. kasi itong dalawang senador na to nauuto nila yung mama na yun. Bakit tayo kay Tatay Digong? Kasi hindi ho nila nauuto si Digong nung mga panahon na yun. Yan si Lacson, naku, unyango pa sa unyango yan. Unyango pa sa geko yan, nga.
Ordinaryong tao naaapektuhan. Kung titingnan nyo, malapit ang Pasko pero wala kang nararamdaman na Christmas rush. Ang mga tao nag-iisip, gagastos ba ako ngayon o itatago ko ang pera ko para sa susunod na quarter. So, yung timing, napakahirap mong i-judge. Pero kinailangan niya to rise into the occasion to do this. Mind you, she has always been there for the brother. When he was governor, it was citizen, or I think congresswoman siya, who actually was like a sweeper. If you look at the career of the president, I mean Marcos is always there, trying to sweep things. When he became governor, ang nag-take over siya. At inayos niya yung naiwanan. When he became congressman, si Senator Amy ang naging congresswoman. And para siyang talagang tagalinis ng naiwan ng kapatid.
Tagalinis ng basura. Amy, tagalinis ka ba talaga ng basura? O tagalinis ng chongke?
Masakit yun, pero sinabi rin niya, alam sa probinsya. So, hindi na siya nagtatago sa mga kaalaman ng tao. Kasi the more na itatago mo, the more na kinukonsinti mo. And that narrative echoes to families with children or relatives who are in the same situation. Either you cover it or you help them out in the hope that they will be able to stand up on their own after rehabilitation. And I guess it's also crucial to look at not the 2028. Certainly Senator Marcos wasn't focused on the 2028, because if she was, this should have stopped. She should not go to the stage if she was thinking of 2028. Wala sa usapan ngayon ang 2028. Ang nasa usapan ay anong gagawin natin sa nahuhuling 3 taon. Tayo ba ay ganito lamang na just floating, or are we going to seize the opportunity and rebuild? Naiiwan na tayo. Vietnam and Cambodia are up there, and the Philippines is down, and we're like we're cheering the ASEAN next year.
Pero, Malu, if you take a look at the whole situation, no, how does this exact revelation about the president's use of illegal drugs solve the economic freefall of the country? Sabi nga ni Claire Castro, na nakausap niyo nung isang araw, ang reaction niya dito, do not destroy your brother. This is not the issue now. Since you cannot find a corruption issue involving the president, you are diverting the issue. What a shame, Senator Amy, what a shame.
Again, sa BFF ko, no, hindi yan diversion, isang
Hindi yan.
pained realization na kailangan kong sabihin, kailangan kong tulungan ang bansa, at kung ito yung paraan niya ng pagtulong, gagawin niya. So, clearly, she has crossed her Rubicon. That has been there for like when they were kids, and when she became senator, in fact, even in the 2025 election, ang usapan na, magsalita ka na, sabihin mo na. Pero until that very last moment, she held on, hoping na maaayos yung pamilya. Yung ibang komentaryo kasi, why are you washing, dirty linens in the public? But there comes a point in time where the talk has to stop. The whispers need to be attended to, because it is important for her that the health of the brother is taken care of, and the health of the nation. So that is a very hard act to follow, and maraming nagsabi sa kanya, nag-advise sa kanya, but at the end she made that decision, and whether she'll be crucified or praised or what, she has done a nation a great service.
Well, right after that, the INC wrapped up its supposedly 3-day protest. What do you think happened there? And do you think this effectively also extinguishes rumors of an impending coup or a withdrawal of support?
I think the decision of INC to cut short their 3-day rally is recognition of what Senator Amy did. As you very well know, that rally isn't about resignation. That rally wasn't about establishing a junta, etc., etc. It's essentially for transparency and accountability. And if you look at the speeches, they were calling for opening the process, making accountable, getting these people filed, cases filed in court. So when they decided to stop, I guess it's the fact that if they continued, it would lead towards a call for resignation, and that rally wasn't really for that. Right now, what is being played are 3 scenarios. There's a call for resignation. There's people are studying the incapacity clause of the Constitution, Article 7, Section 11, in case of incapacity. In case of resignation, you have the constitutionally successor to take over. In case of incapacity, the vice president becomes acting president. And the third, I think, is an action of the administration. There's talk that the ombudsman is going to file cases to so many names, both incumbent politicians and everything, when Yusek Claire Castro said that it was a diversion, it was not. It was essentially saving the brother and saving the republic.
Oh, yung ano po, incapacity clause, how does that work? I mean, there's a voluntary and involuntary declaration. The vice president.
By the cabinet, and then it has to go to Congress. And
Dadaan
then
po doon.
there's got to be a declaration of incapacity, and the vice president takes over as acting.
If
As
two-thirds,
acting.
if two-thirds from the House and the Senate vote on the incapacity of the president.
Yes.
Okay. It's curious provision of the
So
Constitution. We'll look into
there are
that.
scenarios. There are scenarios being played. Last night, this dawn, this morning. So the legal eagles would be able to probably tell you the differences of those options. But the other problem really is the administration has to be forthright with the accusations being made by Congressman Ko. Waiving it as hindi yan totoo is not answering. You have to be direct, because very direct. Whether that has probative value is something else. Diba?
Correct, tama.
So these things need to be answered publicly if you are to arrest the continuous decline of trust of the president. Just waiving what you said, Claire Castro often does, is a wrong way of addressing the issues.
And that
Magagalit na naman si Auntie Claire na to kay Prof. Malutigaya. Palakpakan muna natin to si Prof. Ibang klase talaga pagka siya na sumalansan ng mga issue. Talagang kwentas klaras. Dito tayo kay Prof. Winnie Monsod. Game.
Serious mean to you? Former Representative Mike Defensor, in the end, said that I'm rephrasing it. In effect, he feels that Martin Romualdez was being protected. That's a whole narrative being set out. If Martin Romualdez is not brought to justice or he is not made accountable, would you consider that serious?
I'm not an investor. I'm not a foreign investor. But I would really think. No, I think the president himself has to make that decision. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, go on, ma'am.
Kala ko kakanta na tong si Prof.
I can hear you.
Loud and clear, loud
Well,
and clear.
I don't know what Martin Romualdez wants to do, but obviously he must be behind what is going on with the Gutesa case, because the Gutesa affidavit is the only one that implicates Martin. Hindi ba? Well, now Saldi has implicated him, etc., etc. But Gutesa implicated Martin. Why is the president not allowing the investigation to take place as it should? I mean, because all the evidence points out, and besides which, Saldico cannot operate without Martin.
Yo! Natumbok nitong si Prof. Prof. Winnie. Hindi makakapag-operate yang si Saldico kung wala yang si Martin Romualdez. Nakita niyo ho nung kausap nitong si Martin Romualdez, yung AFP. Di ba? Siya ang bumibida sa trabaho ng APRO. Kasi yung daw pinangako nila na additional sa allowance, increase ng allowance ng mga sundalo, okay na daw. Nagawa na daw ng paraan. Mantakin mo kung wala kang kinalaman, katabi mo ang APRO chair, bakit? O tawagan mo to, sabihin mo okay na yung pinangako natin sa kanila. Di ko naman alam kung paano nyo tinrabaho yun sa appropriation. Okay nang bahala dyan. Di ba? Kaso ang bumibida ho, si Martin Romualdez. Ngayon nagkakahendot-hendot tong usapan, biglang kakambyo si Martin Romualdez. Teka lang, wala akong alam dyan. Anak ng Petrang Garapata.
Without Martin saying
no?
so. Because Martin is the head. Like the president is the head. He has ultimate responsibility for all of this. Martin has ultimate responsibility for what happened in Congress.
Nako!
Right? Okay. Why is he not doing that? Well, I think maybe Martin has something over the president. I don't think it's the president's love for Martin. that is preventing him. But Martin has something that over the president, that the president is afraid of. And what could that be? Well, if you ask me, maybe, Sandro is there in Congress. I don't know what his involvement is, right? But I do know that Martin must know what the involvement of Sandro is. That is one piece of information that has not yet come out, and it will probably not come out unless the people push and say we've got to get to the bottom of this. So how do we get to the bottom of this? Well, we say to the ICI, for example, which has already asked Martin to come to investigate, to testify. It has already asked Pangandaman, Secretary Pangandaman, to come. I'd like to find out how that went. In other words, I want to find the transcript of that to see
Wala.
what's going on. Because nga, the court of public opinion has got to have that information so we can decide. You know why we have to decide? Why the people have to decide? Because they're the ones that elect these people into power.
Yung talagang malupit tong si Propuini, no? Napakahusay yung sumalansan. Ano ho ba ang ginawa nitong si Sandro Marcos diyan sa House of Representatives? Ano ba bang alam nitong si Martin Romualdez na ginawa ng kanyang pamangkin? O meron man siyang kinalaman dito sa mga maanumalyang flood control project, insertion, kickback, o kung ano man ang tawag nila dyan. Pinagmekos-mekos na ho nila yung mga salitang ginagamit nila talagang. Kung di nyo ho talaga sinusubaybayan tong issue na ito, maliligaw din ho kayo mga kababayan. Ito si Martin Romualdez, sa tingin ko ito lang naman sa tingin kong hawak niya kay Marcos Jr. Ito personal ko to. Sa tingin ko si Martin Romualdez ang may hawak sa menu nitong si Marcos Jr. tuwing umaga. Siyang nakakaalam kung anong paborito niyang appetizer bago mag-almusal. Kasi yung binanggit nito si Senator Amy Marcos, pagka di ba, gamot sa mga may sakit, yung mga walang ganang kumain, di ba? Yung mga may malulubang sakit. Ngayon, sa tingin ko itong si Marcos Jr. almusal niya para talagang malakas, yung appetite niya talagang matindi, di ba? Happy siya, di ba? Malamang si Martin Romualdez, isang beses nagpunta siya sa Malacanang at naabutan niya na nag-aalmusal itong si Marcos Jr. Kaya yun, pag nagkataon, pinsan, pagka dinali mo ko dito, magkakaalaman tayo. Ibubulgar ko kung anong almusal mo.
So unless the people find out for sure that these people should not be elected, they might elect them again. Hindi ba?
Correct.
Kaya
Tama naman.
importante na these people who are involved should not be elected again.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, Senator Ping Lacson,
Yung diin na yun nitong si Propuini, dapat hindi na makaupo itong mga durobo na to, itong mga magnanakaw na to. Dapat ito na ang huli nila, di na sila makakaisa. Problema, Prop, yung mga congressman magbibigay lang ng ayuda na nagaling kay Tamba, mahahalal na naman yung mga yan Pagka hindi nanalo, gagawa ng paraan, ipapadisqualify ang kalaban. At paano ba natin susolusyonan yan, Prop? Ang laki ng problema ng Pilipinas, nakakatawa. Pag congressman, yun ang problema natin. Kasi hindi kagaya pagka senator, buong Pilipinas. Pero pagka congressman, tapos pinampihan ka nitong mga siraulong congressman na to, yung aligasyon sa'yo, ka-impeach niya, sinasangkot ka na dito sa napakalalang skandalo na to, wala pa inaabangan din natin yan, binabantayan natin ng House of Representatives kung merong gagalaw dyan para maghain ng impeachment complaint laban dito kay Marcos Jr. Kasi betrayal of public trust. Anak ng toka. O ngayon, punta tayo sa impeachment court, patunayan mo na hindi ka addict. Diba? Ang taong bayan wala nang tiwala sa iyo Betrayal of public trust yan Di ba? Ano ba? Kaya mo pa ba magtrabaho? Hindi na. Nandiyan si VP Sara.
in his privileged speech said that Bersamin, Undersecretary Bersamin, Undersecretary Trijiv Olivar were in effect collecting. They were the ones in effect using the president's name. The president did not know about the supposed 100 billion pesos in projects. Kumbaga, this level, E.S.
other
Bersamin, do you believe that?
Go ahead.
No, so in effect, that level, E.S. Bersamin, Secretary Mina Pangandaman, Undersecretary Olivar, Undersecretary Adrian Bersamin, who is the ES's son, it appears based on Senator...
ESS son. He's the
Oh.
ESS grandnephew.
All right, my apologies. Grandnephew. So it would appear that this is operating only within that level that the president doesn't know. That's what Senator Ping Lacson said.
Well, yeah, that means that Senator Lacson must think that the president is so incompetent and is so stupid. He does not, that his undersecretary ito, ha? Hindi man lang secretary. Walang takot sa kanya.
My goodness. Natawa na lang tong si Prof. Winnie, anak ng Towa. Ganun na lang. Kaya nga naman gustong gusto ni nitong si Ping Lacson at nitong si Tuta Soto, tong presidente na to kasi nauuto-uto nila. Di ba? Lahat ng kagustuhan nila pwedeng mangyari. Wala mang sama lamang dun sa nangyari kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Anak ng Towa, medyo diskumpiyado na ho tayo kung sino talaga nasa likod ng pagkidnap na yun. Ano ho sila dyan? Higa nga, magkakasabwat ho sila. Talagang pinagkaisahan nila itong mama na minahal na sambayan ng Pilipino.
That's for the court of public opinion to decide. But Ping Lacson cannot tell me that these people, these underlings, operated without the knowledge of the president or without even the president briefing his men. We're not talking about millions here. We're talking about billions. I mean, isn't it rather odd? Is that believable? Is that believable? I mean, I would like to ask Senator Lacson that. Do you really think, Senator Lacson, that si President Bongbong is so stupid? And he's so, do you believe that what his sister said, that he is a drug addict, so he does not know what's going on? And it just goes there for with mga idiot words so that he can talk in public. Hindi naman pwede yun.
Diba? Kung yung mga dilawan, kaya meron tayong respeto sa mga ilang mga dilawan na yun eh. Kasi nagsasalita sila. Hindi yung mga kagaya ni Atty. Rowena Gonzon, dilawan yan eh, pinglawan yan eh. Pero meron nung tayong respeto kasi yung pagsalansan nila, yung ika nga kung paano nila tanggapin ang nangyayari sa ating bansa, walang politika. Kung ano makakabuti sa sambayan ng Pilipino, kung ano ang katotohanan, kung ano talaga nangyayari, yun ang ating pag-usapan dyan. Hindi yung kung ano-anong kabalbalan na nanantaw. Tignan nyo, yung ibang mga pinglawan at dilawan. Kaya ho ba nilang sabihin yung mga sinasabi na yan, itong si Prof. Winnie? Ganon naka-estupido ang presidente para lokohin siya ng undersecretary. Walang takot sa kanya. Ping, sumagot ka. Kanya kang hinayupa ka. Kapal ng mukha mo ha.
Either you think that the president is capable or do you think the president is stupid? Diba? Please, all I want is the information brought out to the Filipino people. My long-term objective is that they know which congressman to re-elect and which to kick out of office. That's the only way. We cannot wait for the court of law to decide for 7 years by the time that we've got already another president and another no more.
Okay, so before we go, we don't have enough time, but I will be seeing you soon for another interview anyway. Is this the drama? Senator Amy Marcos coming out, those drug allegations.
Karen, You know, I know, the whole, society knows that there has always been drug addiction, statements made against Bongbong and his wife. I mean, so many people say that they've seen it. They, it's not as if we don't know, right? What Amy did was tell the people what we know privately. Don't you think?
Do you believe that was fully the truth? And Senator Ping Lacson said that was un-Filipino.
Since time immemorial, Amy asked Duterte. Didn't Amy ask Duterte not to bring Bongbong's name out? Because Duterte knew that Bongbong was an addict.
Aray ko. Aray ko.
I think we all, not everybody, but people in a certain level
Circle.
of society.
Maybe because I don't have personal knowledge, and I doubt if you do. I don't think you would be in the same circle.
Well, because I don't take pot or I don't take drugs. But I know people who do take drugs and who then say, yes, they are, oh God, for heaven's sake.
Ano na... Di na nga kailangan ng hair follicle test. Usapan mo yun ng mga alta. Usapan mo yun ng mga mayayaman. Na talagang yung mag-asawa na yan, sabi nga nitong si Senator Amy, kaya daw nilang mag-microdosing, ha? Kaya daw nilang hati-hatiin para four times a day silang
Karen,
Oo.
what Amy said in public is something that we have known in private and which President Duterte talked about, which even Amy talked about before. So we all know that this has been for the past 10 years. This has been all over the place in certain circles. That the president and his family, well, at least the president and his wife, partake of this. I think it's cocaine. Taking cocaine. Okay. That Amy brought it out.
But does this help? Does this help the economy? Does it? Because with these allegations, the president was elected anyway, right? And Malacanang has said it has been proven.
There were no public charges. That's why that's why Amy went. I think Amy went to Duterte and said, "Please don't include his name," or something. In other words, Amy was complicit in electing her brother, who she knew was taking drugs. I don't know whether he's an addict or not, but he's been taking drugs. Maybe he takes drugs for, what do you call that? Yung taking drugs for entertainment or whatever. Yung not serious. I don't know how serious an addict he is, but definitely he is more an addict than Laila De Lima ever was. Laila De Lima never took a single bit of drugs, and she was considered a drug queen. Diba?
Oh, I think to close is, because we don't have enough time, we're actually over time, is this family fighting, the investigations, all of this. How does this affect the economy? And I'll be honest, his own administration.
Let all the truth come out.
Correct.
Truth never hurt anybody, but truth never hurt a country. Knowing the truth is better. But at this point, President Marcos is our president. All right? I don't want him impeached. I don't want him impeached at this point. Let him continue what he's trying to do. He has done some good. Let him continue that until 2028. But I certainly don't want any of his relatives or his, to be
ano lang, kung ano na umpisahan niya na paggiba kay Bibi Sara, o tuloy niyo lang yun. Huwag mo na siyang, ayaw niya ma-impeach, ayaw niya matanggal. Typical narrative ng mga dilaw, typical narrative ng mga pinklawan-dilawan. Pero palakpakan pa rin natin itong si Prof. Winnie Munsod, no? Bihira na lang ho yung mga dilan. Yun ang normal na mga na psyche ng mga pinklawan-dilawan, mga Talyanista ensaymada. Kahit na maghirap na sambayanan, basta manatili lang dyan si Marcos Jr. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang pagbabangag niya, basta hindi lang si Sara Duterte ang maging presidente. So guys, maraming salamat sa pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayo lahat. Alin natin Pilipinas. Saludo pa rin dito kay Prof. Winnie.